This is a missing persons case that I think about often, and I really do hope we can find closure to soon. This is Kyron Richard Horman, and he has been missing since June 4th of 2010. He was just 7 years old when he went missing. This is an age-progressed photograph to the age of 19, circa 2021. Kyron was last seen in Portland, Oregon on June 4th, 2010. He usually rode the bus to school, which was about 2 miles from his home. However, on the day he went missing, his stepmother, Terry Lynn Moulton Horman, stated she drove him to the school because he wanted to set up his exhibit for the science fair. They arrived shortly after 8 a.m. A witness says that they saw Terry and Kyron together at 8:15 a.m. in front of Kyron's exhibit. Terry claims that she left the school around 8:45 a.m. and that Kyron told her that he was going to go to his classroom. However, he has never been seen or heard from since. Terry reported Kyron missing around 3:45 p.m. that same day after he failed to arrive home at his usual 3:30 time. No one saw him at the school after 8:45 a.m. His teacher marked him absent. At 10 a.m., she thought that perhaps he was at a doctor's appointment. Police launched an extensive search immediately. It was one of the largest searches in Oregon history. Kyron was timid, and it was unlikely that he would have gone off on his own and left the school. Kyron mostly lived with his father, and his stepmother Terry had raised him since infancy. He did visit with his mother every few weeks. Less than 2 weeks after his disappearance, the police stopped the search and announced that they had upgraded the case from a simple missing child to a criminal investigation. They did not believe that Kyron had been abducted by a stranger. Police focused on his stepmother Terry, stating that cell phone records indicated she wasn't where she said she was on the day of his disappearance. 3 weeks after Kyron's disappearance, his father moved out of the family home. That same day, his stepmother placed 2 separate calls to 911. The first one was classified as a threats call. The second was classified as a child custody call. However, the father was not home when either phone call was placed. Police released the information that a landscaper who worked for the Horman family had told investigators that about 6 or 7 months before Kyron disappeared, Terry had offered him money to kill her husband, who was Kyron's father. Terry and Kyron's father had a child together, and Kyron's father accused Terry of trying to abduct that child after a restraining order was granted against Terry. Kyron's father, Kane, stated that Terry suffered from postpartum depression after the birth of their baby. He claimed she was an alcoholic who had a personality disorder and was, quote, severely emotionally disturbed. Some of Terry's acquaintances reported that she was angry with Kane for making her teenage son move out of their home, which he did 4 months before Kyron's disappearance. This case is really detailed, and that's just a brief overview. Kyron's case remains unsolved.